How are y'all today? My name's Ulysses. Is that all we do?
Hi, I'm Iris.
I'm Zach, and today we're going to be learning about conjugations. You're recording again. Alright guys, so to start things off, we know that not everyone in the class is an English major. We're going to revisit some basic concepts in grammar. Some things we want to talk about are, in a sentence, what the subject of the sentence is, what a verb is, which a lot of people may know, but let's see if people know what an infinitive is. We'll go over singular versus plural and gender.
Okay, so in conjugating, there's 4 different parts of conjugation that are important. So we have the subject, which refers to the actor of the sentence, so whoever is doing the verb. When we talk about the verb unconjugated, it's unmodified, which means it's just the root word, meaning there's no ending. So we have, for example, to walk, to dance, and to sleep. So when we talk about count, we're referring to the actor again. Is this one person? Is this a group of people? Is it a group of objects that we're talking about? So when we speak about gender in terms to conjugation, we don't really use it in English, but a lot of other languages think it's important.
All right, so going back to singular versus plural that we talked about earlier, here's this chart that's just going to break it down further. Just try to remember, anytime you're writing this, it's always in the perspective of the person talking or writing. So, for example, first person singular, that'd be me. I'm talking about I. I am doing this action. I went to the mall. I don't know. Good sentence. You're talking about you, right there. Yes, you, right there. You went to the mall. And singular third person, that's not talking about me, and that's not talking about you either. That's talking about him, or her, or them. Once we get into plural, that's basically the same thing, just we, me in a group of people. I'm talking about I. We did this. You, it doesn't change. I could be talking about you just individually, or I could be talking about you as a class. And then third person plural, they. Again, not we, not you, but them out there, them in the other classroom. That's the basic breakdown of that.
So we've gone over a couple of different introductory things. So what is a conjugation then? We're going to turn over to our expert, Professor Starr.
Let me take a look at it. You know what the problem is?
What?
You got it set to M for mini, when it should be set to W for wumbo.
Patrick, I don't think wumbo is a real word.
Come on, you know. I wumbo, you wumbo, he, she, me, wumbo. Wumbo, wumboing.
I wonder if a fall from this height would be enough to kill me.
Wumbology? The study of wumbo? It's first grade, SpongeBob.
Patrick, I'm sorry I doubted you.
It was kind of a funny example, but Patrick was actually like dead on hitting conjugations. A conjugation is the way you modify the verb, the action of the sentence, to match the subject of the sentence, the doer of the action. So when he said I wombo, you wombo, he, she wombos, that's exactly what conjugations are. So if we come over here and look at these examples with a real word that we're more familiar with, say run. So you would say I run, you run, but would you say he run? No, that doesn't make sense. You would say he or she runs. So you modify this verb to match the subject of the noun. So just like we would do, we run, you run, they run. It looks pretty simple right now, but whenever we take into consideration all the different verbs we have with all the different possibilities of subjects, this can get pretty complicated, and we're going to look at something a little more complex in just a second. So now we're just going to run through this example again with a different verb. So can I get a verb from the class, please?
Twerk. Twerk.
Twerk. All right, yeah. I mean, twerk works because it's still a regular verb in the English language. So I twerk every Saturday night. You twerk. He, she, or it twerks. Just like we twerk at the party, at the club. You twerk when you're mad at your dad. They twerk. Easy, simple. This is how language works.
So we've been focusing on the infinitive verb to run. So what happens when we use that same root word in the sentence? I run yesterday. It no longer makes sense. For this sentence to make sense, we must conjugate it into the correct word. Since yesterday is the past, we're going to put I ran yesterday. This creates an accurate sentence. When we look at past tense, we're focusing on I ran, you ran, he, she, it ran, we ran, you ran, and they ran. So, to conclude, yesterday is what lets us know this happened in the past, so we must change this word and conjugate it to something different. Just like if I said, I ran tomorrow, this word doesn't work. So what do we need to do to fix that?
Alright, so a little bit earlier we were going into, as in a few seconds earlier, because this is a video, we were going into future tense, which is what we're going to do now. So the infinitive of to run, we know I run, you run, he, she, run. The way we can modify this is with this little helping verb, will. Will, which is going to carry through we will run, you will run, they will run. Yes, they will, all my enemies. So this is a modification that we do for future tense and is still considered a conjugation of the infinitive form to run. Alright, so now we are going to do a couple of examples together just to practice. We're going to be using the infinitive to follow, and we're going to stick with this infinitive with the same sentence 3 different times in 3 different tenses, just that way we can see how the tense modifies the conjugation to fit with the subject, the boy, in the different tenses, okay? So I'm just going to read through the sentence. The boy blank, his older brother. And that's what's written all 3 times. So for the present, if we were to conjugate to follow in the present tense for the boy, which is a 3rd person singular object, what would we put in this blank? The boy
Follows.
Follows, correct. So we're going to put follows. And it gets this S because it's 3rd person singular. And then we're going to the past, so the boy
Followed.
followed, correct. So, followed gets this ED ending. And then for future tense, the boy
Will follow.
will follow, right. So it gets a special little helping verb, will follow his older brother. And it's as simple as that.
Conclusion. Conjugation tells us in English more about the tenses, and that tells us about when something happened. But for other languages, it tells us about the count, how many people or actors were involved. It tells us about the gender, if it's a he, a she. And it's important for ESL students to learn to make a better sentence structure.
So something else to keep in mind whenever you're going over what conjugations are and how to use them is the fact that foreign language are requirements for 2 years in high school, and most colleges require foreign language credits as well. So to know and understand conjugations is invaluable for you as a teacher whenever you're instructing, because it also helps you help your students, whether it's for something for your class or not. Just having that knowledge base helps you for your classes if you still have foreign languages to take, and it also helps your future students whenever they come to you for help with that stuff.
All right, so we don't really think much about conjugations just because they're so second nature to us. But as you can see, this is not a foreign subject. This is nothing out of the ordinary. You guys know this. You guys use it every day in how you speak, how you talk to each other, how you type, how you do regular everyday stuff. But it's important to know as a teacher because you're going to have students of all backgrounds, all cultures, and you can never really anticipate what they're going to ask you. So if they ever ask why we speak the way we do, why the English language is structured like that, it's something that could be valuable to know.